I lived with this girl. Yeah, Jerem, put your headphones on, bro. He said, wait, my mom couldn't. So I dated this girl in university, and we ended up moving in together. Like, she was all around my place, I'm always around hers, and so this was a year in, and we like pretty much moved in. I moved all my stuff over to her apartment because she had like the lease going on forward, and we stayed there for like 1 year or something, and then we went to another place. We lived together for a solid 2 years, which I always say is that's so much different than just like getting into a relationship. When you live together, it's genuinely like 100x of how close you get. And she was a woman who genuinely treated me like a full-on like red pill alpha male. Like, she did everything for me, super submissive. I was selling clothes on eBay, like I was flipping on eBay for my business, and I would literally just send her the picture of what had sold, and she would go and pack it up, put it in the bag, go to the post office, pay for the postage, never once asked me to like pay it back. I was scum, so I never even paid her for it or anything. So I literally had like this woman doing slave labor for me. And even then, I didn't treat her well because I didn't know like about the way of the superior man or whatever. But I remember breaking down at one point through probably the biggest moment of stress of my life. I'm helping this homeless guy. He's fully been evicted from like the shelter that I was working at, so he's on the street and I'm helping him. I'm not sleeping. I wake up in night sweats, and this woman who used to treat me like her god now starts to almost despise me as like I'm becoming more weak and soft and getting more into degeneracy myself. I'm smoking and staying up late, eating junk food and watching porn, and of course her respect for me goes down to the point that, for example, this same woman who would travel to any distance to see me now was a solid meter away from me in bed. And any time that I'd have those night sweats when I'd be trying to quit weed, one of the numerous times, she'd be like pissed off at me and everything, and it's annoying for her and everything, which felt deeply lonely. I break down crying this one day, break up with her and stuff, but then I don't have the heart to like follow through. I came back from work one day and she's in bed just holding on to one of my hoodies like as she's sleeping. That opened my heart up again. And so we stayed together for so long through COVID, everything like that. Eventually I moved out. That was the big move for me. Okay, May 2020, I'm going to go back, transform my life. But one of the things I've never actually said on YouTube before is that point of like, when I've started my self-improvement journey, I was still going back and being a degenerate and seeing her once a week and smoking weed and eating junk food and playing video games for like a solid like 2 months after I had moved back. So my environment here was perfect. Discipline, trim my head, training like 6 sets of abs every morning, then like the gymnastic rings workout, then going into the garage and doing weightlifting workouts and everything, but then once a week eating a bunch of sugar, having sex and everything, and slowly just seeing her respect for me just wither away because I wasn't around, because I had broken down that one day. And there's a certain moments where I knew what was exactly happening, because she used to have her Snapchat maps enabled. So if anyone doesn't know, on Snapchat, the social media, you can have like what's called maps enabled, which pretty much shows your exact location. So obviously like full-on autists keep it on. It's just like a data leak, but like some people just like it, right? And she always used to keep hers on. I see her at home, okay, at the gym, whatever. And this one day where I just got a gut feeling, I knew instantly I was gonna go and check, and it was turned off. And the pain in my fucking gut, because I knew. Now I didn't have the confidence to effectively communicate or to tell her, what was I thinking, but I knew what the fuck was happening. And I remember kind of messaging her saying like, oh yeah, we should meet, tomorrow I'll come around. And this was again the first day, like she replied later on. When she came back to reply, that's when she turned the maps on again. And this was the first day where she also like actually rejected my idea of me coming around. Like she was always 100%, but here she was like, oh no, I'm too busy with university or something. So that was odd as well. But I ended up almost insisting like, no, I'm gonna come around or whatever. And let me tell you exactly what happened. I get to the door of the apartment, and I don't know why, but I almost wanted to re-emphasize that I was still an alpha male. And so what I did was like, to greet her, instead of going in for a hug or a normal kiss, I went in to like just kind of like grab her by the throat and go in for a kiss. And she just looked at me weird, like she fucking like cringed and revolted away from me. The same girl who literally was like mine was literally looking at me as if I was some like creep or anything. But anyway, I ended up coming inside and we're about to have sex. There was swelling and soreness and like her area was red because she had just been pounded the night before. That's what I was going to say.
Do you want to reach 10K per month in just 1 year? Well, join the Adonis School. Here we teach young men not only money advice, but also mental, physical, and spiritual health. If you're interested to better your skill level, go to the description and join now to better your life.